Dear students, good evening. Welcome to Excellence IAS. Let us have the editorial analysis for today, that is November 24, 2022. The first article for discussion, Fixing India's Malnutrition Problem. You know that Global Hunger Index, in this India is placed at 107th position out of 121 countries. And India has reputed the data, legitimacy of the data, but still let us critically analyze the problem of hunger in India. The first problem is most of the nutritional programs in India are under-financed. In this case, you know Portion, midday meal program. Either of these programs, for the last 4 years, there is no increase in the allocations for these. And added to that, during the COVID crisis, many of the schools were closed, or almost all the schools were closed, and many of the places, midday meal program was discontinued. Let us take statistics given by Accountability Initiative. It says that they are grossly underfunded to the extent of 41%. After that, to implement these nutritional programs, we need specially trained manpower. For this, Child Development Project Officer CDPO is there. In many of the states, 50% of the positions are vacant. And for effective implementation of these programs, the social audit is made mandatory. What is social audit? The community has to verify the fulfillment of the objectives and proper spending of the money. Many of the times these social audits are not done properly. And second, the malnutrition is an intergenerational problem. What is meant by intergenerational problem? Let's take mother is malnourished. This goes transverse to the child. And then when child becomes adolescent and gets married, then again the problem persists. So like that, the malnutrition is not a problem of a generation, but a problem across the generations. So adolescent nutrition is necessary to provide for healthy motherhood. So in India, there is no nutritional program supporting the adolescents. So these are the problems which we have. Now, why can't we go for cash transfers? This is what is easiest solution proposed. Remember that cash transfers do not provide you support or protection regarding inflation. And second is socio-economic discrepancies, like son preference is there in many of the households. So who has to be well nourished? A woman who is going to be a mother. So she has to be well nourished. But son preference brings lopsided distribution of the food across the dining table. So like this, the cash transfers cannot be an easy solution to the problem of malnourishment. The best solution is to improve the allocations, increase the in-kind transfers, proper monitoring of the nourishment and nutrition. These are the steps we need to take into consideration. India is losing its cherished right to know. You know, Right to Information Act was passed by the Parliament. What is its objective? To ensure transparency in the functioning of the government. If people are observing what the government does, automatically the government's functioning will increase and also the governmental corruption will decrease. So that's why Prime Minister Manmohan Singh at this point of launching this act stated that this is the missing link among the rights in India. To an extent, Right to Information Act was given importance by the UPA government. After NDA government has come to power, it started weakening the RTI Act. In this case, autonomy of the Central Information Commissions is being first striked at. Previously, when the act was passed, CIC was made equivalent to CEC in its position. Later, it was amended to make CIC conditions of service subjected to the Government of India's decision. It means CIC or information commissioners, their service conditions, tenures, etc. today will be determined by the Government of India. Second, CIC also lost its autonomy in a different way. Now, when a complaint comes, they have to give information in 30 days. If they fail to give, you go to the first appellate. After that, you go to the Central Information Commission. Now, what it is doing, it is sending the matter back to the department. When the department gives the same response, CIC is not making any decision and standing to the departmental decision. The CIC is supposed to favor the person who is seeking the information, and many a times First appellate authority recommends for disclosure of information. CIC has struck down or else gave a stay order. So it means rather than working in favor of the person who is seeking the information, it is working in favor of the department which is hiding the information. So that's why the Right to Information Act, which is very cherished, is losing its significance today. Space, not time. So it is about the autonomy of chief election commissioners and election commissioners in India. In this case, Election Commission of India can consist of chief election commissioner and the other election commissioners. The size of the election commission is determined by the President of India. Obviously, it is on the recommendation of the Council of Ministers. CEC and EC are appointed by again President of India in consultation with Council of Ministers. So, Election Commission of India is supposed to be a neutral, impartial body. When government is appointing the people to the office, there is an obligation which is created to the commissioners to the party in power. In this context, to what extent this institution is independent? Shall we make changes to the appointment of the people or appointment of the officers to the commission? Here you need to remember Justice Tarakunde Committee. It has recommended that a collegium-like system is required for appointment of election commissioners. If you see the CEC versus other election commissioners, at least CEC enjoys the security of tenure and is given position equivalent to the judge of the Supreme Court. With regard to other election commissioners, there is no such protection. Other election commissioners can be removed by the President of India in consultation with the CEC. In this context, what the Hindu says is, the appointment shall be made neutral of the government of the day. It means that the CJI of India also has to be given a position to decide on the future election commissioners. And second, election commissioners and CEC, their terms and service conditions shall be made equal with each other. These are the recommendations. Next, India's G-forcemoment. India is becoming the president of G20. In this case, G20 as an organization represents 80% of global GDP. Next is 75% of international trade, 60% of global population. How India can use its presidency? One is climate financing, climate infrastructure financing do not have proper support today. India can use its position to improve climate financing. In this case, World Bank and IMF can be the important sources of climate financing. Second thing is, India also can use its power to bring changes in the composition of World Bank and IMF. And third most important thing is, alternative financial structures, especially for international cash transfers, etc., to SWIFT can be developed by India. India has got technology-centric stack, which is called India Stack. Either it is Aadhaar, for that matter, Jam Trinity, or for that matter, the DigiLocker. All these are called India Stack, where India has developed a technology system for rapid transactions. India can exchange this technology with the other countries so that the transaction can be simple, effective, and timely. And added to that, India can also use its composite culture, expose its composite culture to promote its soft power and tourism. So this is how G20 can be effectively used by India for its development. Next is move to change cumbersome procedure for inclusion on ST list is put on hold. You know, scheduled tribes. Many of the times, many of the tribal people are not included in the STs. Why they are not included? One is, their names or their pronunciation is being misspelled. In this case, many times when the states are divided, STs of the same category in one state, they get the reservation but not in the other state. Sometimes these tribals or a part of the tribal group is taken away for indentured labor. So the people who are being taken away for indentured labor, they do not enjoy the benefits or protections. In these circumstances, a committee was constituted. This committee has clearly stated that is Hrushikesh Panda Committee. The procedure for inclusion of the people into the ST community has to be changed. The existing procedure is very cumbersome. What is the existing procedure? First is state government has to propose that. Then it goes to Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Then it has to be verified with the Registrar General of India. Then National Commission on Scheduled Tribes will give its opinions. After that, it goes to the cabinet, then enters into the ST list after the approval of the cabinet. This 5-step process has to be simplified. That is the Hrishikesh Panda committee recommendation, and it is been dumped now. And SEBI's plans to tackle market rumors. Why I have collected this article? The market rumors can kill a company. Many a times, the investors show knee-jerk reactions. In this context, any kind of unverified information can lead to liquidation of the company. You can see that a wrong tweet of Twitter has caused billions of dollars of loss to a pharma company in the United States of America. In the social media era, any kind of misinformation or wrong information which is spread about the markets and companies can be devastating. So that's why one of the points you can use, that is market rumors are also a reason for fluctuation of the markets. So these are the articles for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day.